I'm Greg, and welcome to my gregarious world. If you want to join us on our 51-day adventure in the South Pacific, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell. Plus, we're having a giveaway. If you subscribe and drop a comment below, you'll be entered to win a Tahitian Pearl that we purchased at the famous Robert Wan Store in Papeete. And if you share this video, you'll get an additional entry. Just comment again that you shared the video. You can enter once for each of our Tales of the South Pacific episodes, so keep tuning in and sharing your thoughts. And you never know, we might add some extra goodies to this giveaway in future episodes. You have until March 31st, 2025 to enter. We'll pick a winner on April 1st and release a video that day announcing a winner. See all our giveaway rules in the description below. Mauri! Following our last stop in Hilo, Hawaii, we are set for 2 full days at sea before reaching Fanning Island in Kiribati. After 6 consecutive days of port visits in the state of Hawaii, we're eagerly anticipating some well-deserved relaxation and the chance to enjoy the planned activities during our time at sea. I woke up early around 6 a.m. to hit the treadmill, while Karen enjoyed some extra sleep. Once I returned to our cabin and freshened up, we were both eager to enjoy the special Hawaiian brunch in the main dining room, which started at 10 a.m. We kicked off our meal with a tropical smoothie made from orange juice, pineapple, raspberries, bananas, and coconut milk, beautifully garnished with a delicate cookie and fresh fruit. For her main dish, Karen chose the Hawaiian plate, featuring macaroni salad, grilled teriyaki chicken, Korean beef short ribs, and jasmine rice. I opted for the traditional loco moco, which included a beef patty topped with a fried egg and green onions over jasmine rice, all smothered in mushroom gravy. For dessert, Karen enjoyed the hapia cake, which was an airy sponge cake filled with coconut pudding and topped with velvety cream frosting. I had the wild berry crisp, which came with a crunchy crumble topping and a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Both desserts were tasty, and we left brunch feeling quite full. After brunch, we quickly made our way to the world stage to catch an 11 a.m. interview featuring 3 engineers from Zaandam. Kerwin, the lead host, conducted the dialogue, where we gained insights into their roles in maintaining the ship and learned a bit about their lives outside of work. We chose to pass on the afternoon events and head to the promenade deck for a relaxing stroll to work off our brunch while enjoying the fresh ocean breeze. At 3 p.m., Karen and I made our way to the main dining room to enjoy Hawaiian afternoon tea. It included Hawaiian-inspired sandwiches, like Hawaiian chicken salad and pineapple cream cheese, along with some sweet treats like ambrosia fruit salad and pineapple coconut mousse. We sipped some tea and nibbled on the goodies from the tiered tray before heading back to our cabin to get ready for dinner. On our way to our 5 p.m. dinner reservation, we stopped by the Ocean Bar to grab a glass of wine at happy hour prices. We were able to take our happy hour drinks with us into the main dining room to enjoy with our meal. We both kicked off our meal with the Port to Plate special featuring Maui golden pineapple, topped with strawberries and pomegranate sauce. Karen also ordered the Pacific-style shrimp, which came with a sweet and spicy soy and peanut dipping sauce. I opted for the Kauai-style poke, a mix of tuna, salmon, tomatoes, ginger, avocado, and sesame kalbi dressing. For her main dish, Karen chose the Parmesan-coated veal loin accompanied by artichoke mushroom ragu, mascarpone polenta, and French-style green beans. I selected the roast duck with mango and soy, served alongside smashed red skin potatoes, green beans, and snow peas. We also shared a delicious spaghetti with bacon and kale, which included zucchini, squash, tomato, parmesan, and pine nuts. To satisfy our sweet tooth, Karen picked the chocolate croquant, an intriguing dessert with chocolate mousse, Rice Krispies, meringue, raspberries, and hazelnuts. While I went for the mango blueberry crisp, topped with French vanilla ice cream, reminiscent of the crisp I had enjoyed at brunch earlier. We completed our dinner just in time to attend the 7:30 p.m. performance by our resident classic trio ensemble at the World Stage. It was nice to see them showcased in a much larger and more prominent venue compared to their earlier performances at the Explorers Lounge, which we had previously enjoyed. Then, back to our cabin for some reading before bed. Tonight we were greeted by an unusual tallow animal. Any guesses what it is? I'm stumped. Day 2 at sea en route to Fanning Island began with my regular treadmill workout at the gym. I always took advantage of the fitness center during our leisurely schedule on sea days, and I tried to arrive as soon as it opened at 6 a.m., as many other passengers had the same idea. Karen and I then enjoyed a laid-back breakfast in the main dining room before heading to the Wajang Theater for a 10 a.m. cooking demonstration hosted by our cruise director Daniel and executive chef Kamal. Their chemistry made the session enjoyable and informative. Since this was a weekly event, we always kept an eye out for it on the daily schedule. In preparation for our next port of call, we hurried over to the World Stage to catch Daniel's presentation called Fanning Island, Atlantis of the Future. This island is expected to disappear within the next 50 years because of rising sea levels, with its highest point only 9 feet above sea level and a lot of it already underwater. We were getting settled in a quiet spot by the ocean bar, ready to check for messages on the computer, when Captain Smith's voice came through the speaker for his daily noon update. He informed us that we were 284 nautical miles from Fanning Island and anticipated anchoring around 7 a.m. the next morning. Karen and I exchanged glances when he mentioned that the tendering process might be slow, and there was a hint of uncertainty in his tone about actually making the stop. He didn't say it outright, but something in his voice made us a bit uneasy about whether we'd be able to tender in. I guess we'll see. We swung by our cabin to drop off our stuff and headed to the main dining room for lunch on a sea day. It was only open from noon to 1 p.m. for lunch on those days. We've always liked having a sit-down meal instead of eating at the Lido buffet, which was often too loud and chaotic for our taste. Karen went for a small plate of tropical fruit medley, which had kiwi, mango, lychees, papaya, coconut, and a drizzle of Malibu dressing. I chose the spicy chicken wings, served with carrots, celery, and a blue cheese dip. For her main course, Karen picked the Massaman beef curry, featuring pineapple, potato, peanuts, and coconut rice, while I opted for the Gouda burger, topped with Cabernet onions, Dijon spread, romaine lettuce, and a side of French fries. To wrap up the meal, I had cookies and cream ice cream drizzled with chocolate sauce, and Karen loved her mixed berry pie with vanilla ice cream. We enjoyed the rest of the afternoon reading and preparing for the Masquerade dinner and ball later that evening. Since Karen and I only booked this cruise 2 weeks before we set sail, we were caught off guard by the dressy theme nights. If I had known how upscale the Masquerade would be, I definitely would have packed a suit or a tux. When we arrived for our 5 p.m. reservation, we found our table adorned with special linens and a fancy menu. Also, our waiters looked especially nice with their colorful bow ties. Tonight, we both ordered lobster bisque with brandy reduction and scallop lemon sole quenelle, escargot bourguignon with herb butter and burgundy wine, surf and turf, which included filet mignon, lobster tail with herb garlic butter and truffle polenta. We shared a rigatoni a la George with Parmesan Gruyere reduction and Parma ham. Karen picked the creme brulee for dessert, and it looked delicious. However, the caramelized topping was somewhat disappointing. She expected it to crack when she tapped it with her spoon, but it was soft in some areas. Despite that, the flavor was fantastic, and she really loved it. I tried the chocolate opera cake topped with a piece of caramel popcorn, and it was amazing. I really loved every bite. Dinner took a while tonight, well over 2 hours. Since the Masquerade ball began at 8 p.m., we had a little time after dinner before it was time to make our way to the World Stage to check out the festivities. We found ourselves drawn to a stunning champagne fountain and were fortunate to secure a seat close by. Daniel greeted the gathering crowd as Captain Smiths began to pour champagne over the pyramid of glasses atop the fountain.
To the side as we officially welcome you to our Masquerade Ball! Here it comes and it's trickling down. And it's going to take a little bit more than one bottle. Who's driving tonight?
As the glasses filled, they were distributed among the guests. And the Zaandam's Ocean Band began to play. We didn't hang around for too long, since we wanted to wake up early to line up for one of the first tenders to Fanning Island. After finishing our champagne, we made our way back to our cabin to pack the school supplies we were taking for the kids on Fanning Island. And this towel animal was waiting for us tonight. Again, I have no clue what it is. I think it could be an elephant. What do you think? Leave a comment and you'll be entered into our contest. We woke up early today and ordered room service, which as usual showed up 15 minutes ahead of schedule. We enjoyed our breakfast while getting ready for the day. By around 6:45 a.m., Karen and I made our way to the ocean bar to grab our tender tickets. We settled in and waited for the crew to arrive and hand them out. Just after 7 a.m., the captain announced over the speakers that due to high swells flooding the tender platforms and strong currents in the lagoon entrance, the tenders would not be able to travel to Fanning Island as planned. Instead, we'd be taking a scenic cruise around the island. It was such a letdown. Some people were visibly upset, including a man who spoke to Karen, sharing that this was his third attempt to reach the island. 3 strikes and he was done, likely not to try again. We decided to leave the ocean bar, no longer needing to wait for our tender tickets, and headed to the promenade deck to enjoy the sunrise over Fanning Island. With our original plans for the day scrapped, we returned to our cabin to brainstorm what to do next. When we got there, we discovered a new schedule of activities had been printed and handed out, along with an updated flyer for the day's events. At 9 a.m., our cruise director Daniel gave a commentary as we continued our scenic cruise around Fanning Island. And then at 10 a.m., we had coffee and cookies at a last-minute Coffee with Daniel, where Daniel interviewed a last-minute guest, our captain, Anne Smith. Captain Smith did an excellent job of explaining the wind and current patterns that made it impossible for us to reach Fanning Island by tender. Since our port stop was cancelled, lunch was served in the main dining room starting at noon. For her appetizer, Karen picked the watermelon caprese salad, drizzled with olive oil and basil, while I opted for the Belgian endive and romaine salad, featuring button mushrooms and cucumber. To honor my Canadian roots on this Canadian Thanksgiving Day, I enjoyed the Canadian burger, topped with Gruyere cheese, lettuce and tomato, accompanied by a side of fries. Karen went for the roast beef panini with caramelized onions, which included cheddar cheese on a farmhouse roll, served with cabbage slaw and fries. We also decided to share a delicious portion of spaghetti bolognese. During our scenic cruise around Fanning Island, the captain made a special exception by allowing guests access to the bow of the ship, which is usually off limits. Once on the bow, we admired the ship's bell, and although not many passengers took the chance to explore this area, we truly appreciated the unique viewpoint and were thankful for the opportunity. Reaching the bow required navigating stairs and entering and exiting through a hatch, which could pose challenges for those with mobility issues. This evening, we celebrated Canadian Thanksgiving in the main dining room. For my appetizer, I opted for the shrimp mango poke, which featured avocado, sesame, soy, and green onion. While Karen enjoyed the port-to-plate selection of Kahlua pork tacos, complete with pickled red onions, cilantro, and pineapple salsa on corn tortillas. For her main dish, Karen savored the tri-tip beef accompanied by cream leeks and bacon, served with thyme-roasted potatoes and frizzled parsnips. I went for a more traditional choice, the port-to-plate special of roast turkey and cranberry, paired with apple pecan stuffing, dill carrots, Brussels sprouts, and sweet potato. We also shared a delicious pasta dish, fusilli alla vodka, with pancetta and a creamy marinara sauce. For dessert, I indulged in pumpkin pie topped with chocolate shavings, while Karen chose a refreshing lemon tort. To our delight, Executive Chef Kamal made a surprise visit to check on our meal and extend his Thanksgiving wishes. He frequently appeared in the dining room, always eager to hear guest feedback and share cooking tips and recipes. Tonight, there was no entertainer lined up. Instead, it was movie night on the world stage. We decided to skip it and have an early night, enjoying some reading in our cabin. We found a very appropriate towel animal in our room this evening and had no trouble identifying it, a Thanksgiving turkey. See you next time when we officially meet King Neptune and become golden shellbacks. Make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell to keep up with our latest episodes. Also, drop a comment below for a chance to enter our giveaway. In the next episode, we'll meet King Neptune, become golden shellbacks, and more.